Alrighty, starting the recording and starting the stream. See those bits flowing, and they're there. So welcome to Horsin Around, the Dumbass Cast. I'm your host, as always, Nick Mercadante, and with me today I have three lovely guests. If you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Yeah, hi, I'm Fernando. I'm better than Jack, slightly better than Jacob, and at least 3 tiers above Mercadante, so...
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm Jack. I'm not going to make any claims to being better than anybody. I just want to know why.
I'm Jacob, and I'm older than everyone here, and that objectively makes me better than everyone.
Are you older than me?
Gotcha. I have to be older than you.
I don't know, dude. Nando came in...
February 15th, 1997.
Oh, I'm older than you, baby.
How the fuck
Get fucked. Get fucked.
December 1st, 1995.
What?
Yeah. Yeah,
Damn,
Nando's
so
an
you're
old
going to be like
fuck.
a shriveled husk in another year or two, right?
Yeah. Dude, I'm 25. I'm almost at that 30 banger.
What are your retirement plans? You gotta start looking ahead to
My
that.
retirement plans when I'm 75, when I can afford it.
Yes.
That's generous. Try like 80, 85.
But
Oh,
hey, the lifespan's gonna be extended to like what, 110, 120 at that point, so then you'll have all that
That's
extra
what you
time to
think.
fuck
Honestly,
around.
listen.
All that extra time to work.
All I'm waiting for is, inevitably the stock market will crash again within the next 30 to 40 years. So I just need to find the next GME and buy 100,000 stocks of that with my entire retirement fund.
Oh my
Twitch
god.
still says you're playing.
Oh,
Deus
I
Ex.
forgot the fucking update shit. God damn it.
Coward.
Guys, we can no longer be chatting. We are not under the be chatting category.
Oh yeah, alright, please start playing
That's
Deus Ex Human Revolution right now.
All right.
Yeah,
Time to download it.
everyone at the same time.
Yeah, everybody started playthrough together right now. Honestly, if you guys play it, that means that my computer won't have to encode the game that just eats all of my fucking 3080 processing power, apparently. So I can't even stream it.
Do you think with channel points I could make Nick drink enough water that he had to go to the bathroom during a recording?
You've done that. Somebody has.
I literally haven't, but...
Whoever, I think Brad, a couple weeks ago, like at the end of the stream, I was saying, no, you can't come on, like, when the stream's literally about to end, and then he just started spamming hydrate redemptions, and then I had to just chug my entire bottle of water, and nearly choked on it, so that was fun.
That's pretty good.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm just updating the... I don't know if this even does anything if I update it after I've started, but...
It does not appear to have. But
Well, I haven't...
It
It's
should
not...
update. You can do it.
How do you
I'm pretty
usually
sure.
prioritize a game for Telling Tales Friday? Like, I clicked on the thing, and it's like just telling me the link to the doc.
You type in a message. There's a message box that it should pop up when you do it.
You write the name of the game, but it has to be on the list if you want to prioritize it. If you
Yes,
want to add
it
something
is
to
already
list.
on there.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Honey Pop 2.
No, I'm not taking
Honey
that game.
Pop
It's
2.
not a narrative game, and it's also banned.
What do you
There's
mean
a
it's
narrative.
not narrative game? There's
Oh,
a
also, I
narrative.
haven't played the second one, but the first one has a narrative.
You have to do the match
You have
to
to-
unlock the alien girl, dude.
You have the sex area, and you have to have sex with all the women.
Great. Lovely.
I'm
Love
very
that
excited
narrative.
for the Sex All the Women game.
Yeah.
Mass Effect trilogy coming out.
Yeah, it's on its way. I'm ready to jump back in there. I don't know if I'm gonna try it. You know what? See, when I was doing, like, alright, first off, Tally's best girl, no discussion. But then, in my second run, I went with Liara just so I could have, like, a romance that extended through all 3 games. But, like, I want to try...
Doesn't Tally extend all 3 games?
No, you can't romance
thought she did.
everyone.
her in one. No, the only 2 people you can romance in one are
Liara
the
and
racist and
yeah.
Liara.
You
Gotta
could
love
date Kaden.
I could have sworn
Alright,
you could romance Tali. I guess I was
as a
wrong.
male, can you
bad,
date
bad
Kaden
memory.
in Mass Effect 1 though?
No.
No, not as
Okay,
male.
that's what I thought.
I think
Not
it
in
was
one.
like, it was bugged. There was a way you could bug it to let you romance him, and then they
I
retroactively
can
made
date
it possible.
Yosuke in Persona 4, gotcha.
Yes, exactly.
Going back to last week.
But, yeah, I honestly really like Trainer's character in Mass Effect 3. She's, like, really fun, but she's also, like, introduced in Mass Effect 3. So you have to spend the first 2 games, like, just going with somebody else and then just turn them down in 3, or you just stay celibate for the first 2 games?
I mean, I always play a male character, so I'm like, Trainer is just a good friend.
Yeah. Yeah, well...
Which one's Trainer?
She's like the lesbian mechanic or something.
She's the lesbian who is on the bridge, I think. She replaces Kelly.
I forgot what her role. Oh yeah, she's the navigator. She's like she's like the star navigator or something.
Oh, okay, yes. Sorry, I forgot this character.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a little too mean, but also
look, when you when you play the Citadel DLC, you are able to break into the Normandy because she has a sonic toothbrush. All right, and it's super cute and super fun, and I love.
Why does she have a toothbrush?
What?
A sonic toothbrush?
Why? Why are you... What do you mean? Why does she have a toothbrush? I'm a little confused by the question. Do you not have a toothbrush, Jack?
I'm just asking, Nick.
I don't know, Jack. It was just a fun little joke thing, and then it became integral to fucking saving the day for that fun little DLC. It was a good time. But, yeah. Dude, I don't know what's going on with BioWare.
Y'all remember when Commander Shepard bitch slapped the news reporter for being mean to him?
And the whole internet was like, haha, funny.
Yeah.
And I was one of those people? Good lord.
Dude.
Checks out.
I don't know what it is. Like, I understand. We've all had our fun being like, haha, Renegade, haha, I can't believe they wrote BioWare used the system. But legitimately, like, Renegade options by Mass Effect 3, you're like, dude, someone needs to arrest Shepard.
Yeah, it really gets, like, super advanced by that point. Like, in 1, it's just like, there's some truly evil options, but most of the time it's just like, you're just an asshole who's, like, kind of cutthroat.
Mass Effect 1 has actual, like, what feels like Paragon and Renegade, where you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You're being kind of a dick, but like,
you're doing it to get the mission done, right?
Yeah,
and Mass Effect 3, you're just like
nonsense.
Yeah, the Geth genocide them, and you know, like, that doesn't sound renegade. That sounds a little worse than I'm running around with my gun.
Yeah, like, I'm not a renegade. I'm a fucking Hitler.
I am Robot Hitler. Time to die. Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I like that you can just genocide multiple races. Like, that's just a thing you can do in Mass Effect. You're like, Krogans, fuck them.
I mean,
it's actually what I look for when I buy games. The ability to genocide, to commit genocide.
It's like such a weird thing. I'm like, why do you just get the option to murder multiple species off the face of existence?
I mean,
I can't violate at least one international military convention. What am I paying $60 for?
What am I doing? Yeah, I mean, like, the whole game was like a war of escalations, right? So by the time you get to the 3rd one, it's just like, alright, we're gonna fucking jump the shark on everything, so you're literally just making, like, the biggest decisions. You actually, you start your genocidal warpath in Mass Effect 2 if you do the, one of the DLCs, where you go to the, what are they? Yeah, the Batarians. There's a mass relay.
That's the thing. That's like a huge thing. Like,
yeah.
You're just like, fuck the Batarians. Boom.
Right. So if you don't do that DLC and you start Mass Effect 3, it's just like, oh, the Batarians got fucked over by the Reapers because they showed up at that mass relay.
Yeah.
But if you do that DLC, you could just be like, the greater good, time to fuck Batarians, and then you blow up their home planet by self-destructing the mass relay. And then the Reapers still come, but they're slowed down a little bit, so...
Yeah.
Got them.
Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, though, the Batarians are usually huge assholes and pirates, so is the universe any worse off by losing the Batarians?
Sir, what the fuck? Look, you gotta... Look, if all the people I've experienced from this one ethnic group or species are bad, then therefore all bad. Goodbye.
Dude. I'm just saying. Is there ever a good Batarian?
Oh my god. Alright, we're not entertaining this shit anymore. But yeah, you do. It is interesting.
Joke, by the way, internet.
Cancel.
I think I'm gonna cancel my new Mass Effect run, and I'm just gonna date Jack instead.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, the Biotic?
Not you, Jack.
I would say her character is pretty like middle of the line, but if you romance her, she opens up a lot and becomes a much better character.
Yeah, I think I was just a dumb kid who didn't understand that if a girl's an asshole to me, that's not always a bad thing.
Oh, ooh.
Oh, okay. we're going a completely different direction now.
Wait, this is episode 69 of this episode.
Yeah, you're jumping the gun a little bit here. We still got another month or so until episode 69. Oh,
Dear
man.
God, what are the topics going to be for episode 69?
We gotta figure that out. I gotta brainstorm some ideas. I'm open to suggestions, but
We're just gonna spend an hour talking about Nick's sex life.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely not what we're gonna do. Oh.
I mean, Jacob's a regular, right? We could just be like Jacob's obsession with anime girls.
Which anime girl do you fetishize the most? That's the whole show.
I mean, he seems to like office economy.
Please come prepared with presentations.
We should. People who come on to episode 69 should bring on presentations of just who the fuck they fetishize the most.
Honestly, I'm not opposed. Also, I told you in the chat the broke ass versus tits discussion woke fetish battle royale.
Can we have a fetish tournament bracket?
Yes. Okay. Actually, might do
really
that.
Funny.
Might whip up like a.
Yeah,
wait, is this even Twitch legal? I feel like you'd be fucked. But
we've already played. This one's not going on Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah, this is specifically going on Pornhub Live and maybe going on to stream Plexstorm or whatever the fuck it is.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a good time. I mean, I probably will put it on Twitch as well. But like, as long as we're not showing like actual.
There goes my plan to show up naked.
Booby or vagina. Yeah, please don't show up naked. Nobody wants to see that. All right, I'm sorry.
That's so mean, Nick.
Dude,
Yeah,
how do you know the entire Plexstorm audience isn't going to be like, damn, Jack, he's got it going on.
Oh my god. Okay, can we talk about Plexstorm for a bit though? Because I still don't understand
Do you
it.
want to keep talking about Plexstorm?
No, I just don't understand it. Can somebody please explain to me the appeal
to be fair.
of fucking? Cause at the very least, we haven't talked about it on the stream before. Plexstorm is Twitch but porn.
It's just any other camming service.
Took me 5 seconds to find some girl masturbating while playing Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
But that's just Nick though.
Look, man, when you get that bloodlust,
Nick, people like camming services,
yes.
And people also like Twitch. So some people want both, and that's how this is born.
Yeah.
Somebody's drawing porn with their tits out.
Why? Like.
It's like,
do you want to watch the game, or do you want to watch a girl? Do you want to watch porn?
Why can't you do both?
Because, like,
because I can't get an emotional connection to. I don't know.
Jack's right.
Listen,
keep going.
If your girl, listen, I'm just saying, if your girl isn't playing at Mass Effect 3 fucking Garrus at the same time that she's jacking off, are you really being entertained?
It's all about that extra roleplay. You go through all the sex scenes in Mass Effect while fucking yourself with an alien dildo.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
A money-making opportunity.
Yeah.
Right there.
Trying a fucking Quarian fleshlight and then a Turian dildo at the same time.
Hell yeah, bro.
Good lord.
So I played. Sorry, you brought up Mass Effect sex scenes and then made me think of Cyberpunk, and I was like, man, we have not advanced at all in terms of like intimate romance in video games.
Well, also Cyberpunk is just a mess.
I know Cyberpunk's a mess.
Yeah.
But even,
kind of a
that's the problem where they're
game.
like, we should have the sex scenes in first person. I was like, no, don't. This is
Yeah.
even worse.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I don't like this.
That game was really just a huge letdown.
It really was.
I think people seem like they still had a good time. I thought you had a good time with it, Nando.
Well, I like the story, but the everything else is kind of not good.
I was just so disappointed that they didn't do much with the fucking body mods, whatever they call them.
On Cyberpunk is I enjoyed the story because I wasn't expecting the huge branching past they promised to the audience. I didn't care. I was railroaded. I was like, this just seems like an overall enjoyable power fantasy story, just walking in with Johnny Silverhand and fucking things up. I'm like, cool, that's fine.
How?
There's there's some actual emotional heart in that's the problem with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, much like Night City itself, has very shiny aspects to it where you're like, ooh, That's so pretty. I like
Yeah.
it. But sometimes you're just walking around in the muck and you're like, wow, it's disgusting down here.
For me, like the things I very much didn't like is that after the first 10 minutes, like combat's really fun and cool for the first 10 minutes, and then you're like, I'm doing the same exact thing over and over again because there's nothing
Not until you
more.
get the jump. You got to get the
I
jump.
did get the jump, and that was cool. Mantis Blade with the jump was hella dope.
Yeah.
Like the game just suddenly becomes way more vertical. However, that's probably unintended because there's nothing up there. It's just like now approach from above.
You can just
Yeah.
skip the stairs.
There might have been
I-
something at some point that was planned to be there, but guess what? They didn't
Yeah,
get time
well,
to do it. Along
there's
with
a
the
lot of
50
stuff
million
like
other
that,
things. Yeah.
Like there's flavor text for I think it's the gorilla
And
arms
the game
that
is just
suggests you can
completely
just
like
break through
broken.
shit. But
The game is also just completely broken balance wise. You end up with like infinite healing items and grenades by the last 2 hours in, you're already like overloaded in healing items and grenades. And especially if you go crafting at all, it just becomes even dumber easy because you can just craft everything. And if
Yeah.
you know the one location of the guaranteed armor mod for all your clothing, you just become invincible. Like because you can just craft the most high level version of it every time because it's the crafting recipe scales with your level, so you can always just craft a new one because this crafting recipe is dirt cheap, and then just get a bunch of armor, and all of the enemies are like, ah, fuck, I can't hurt you.
My biggest problem with playing Cyberpunk is I already played the game Nick is playing right now, which is called Deus Ex Human Revolution, and I just sit playing Cyberpunk, and I'm like, I get to a part of Cyberpunk I like, and I'm like, yeah, but they did this in Deus Ex, and they kind of did it better.
Oh
Like
man.
I'd say the gameplay lacks a lot, right? Like if you look at any other open world game, like look at like GTA 5, even just vanilla GTA 5 from when released.
yeah,
Like there was just so much shit you can do in Los Santos, right? Like you can play fucking tennis, you can do yoga, you can like do all this random bullshit.
Imagine
Right?
playing tennis in GTA 5.
fuck the yoga mini game, dude.
No,
But,
you know
like,
what
you
you need to
could,
do?
but,
You
like,
need to
my thing
invest in
is-
GME in the
it
stock
may-
market.
It
GTA
makes the
5.
game feel more alive that you can do all these things, right? Like fucking
I mean,
GTA
that's-
4, you can go bowling with fucking your cousin, whatever.
Oh, Nico!
Right? But like,
Somebody clip fucking your cousin from that.
yeah. But like in Cyberpunk, you're just like, okay, I have the same 5 side gigs, and I have a couple.
Let me go
Yeah,
find
I
a
mean,
car.
yes,
Yeah.
but that's more of the problem. Is if the side gigs actually felt like something instead of like go to location, kill the
Well, like,
guy.
My thing
leave,
is,
good
all those other
job.
ones already have good side quests, like GTA 5, Red Dead. They all have already good side quests. So like the
Well,
fact
that's-
that
that's
it already
what I-
doesn't do that. I'm talking about just general activities to do in the overworld. If you walk around the overworld, there's just jack all to do.
That's fine, in my opinion. Look, I played through Mafia 2, and I remember the reviews coming out, and they're like, "There's nothing to do in the overworld." And I'm like, "I don't care. I gotta go hang out with my boys."
My boy.
But
Oh
then, again,
man.
then yeah, like I don't know. I feel like I wish there's more side content.
No,
like,
that's totally
with
fair.
with the characters. Like I don't know. I feel like the romance is so like thin. You like do like a couple missions with them. You're like in love, and you're like, cool. Okay, bet.
Nando, this is what I was saying earlier. I don't know if you've done this before, but have you played a video game with romance options in it? Do you remember the part in Mass Effect where you can tell Ashley and
Yeah.
Liara, why don't we just fuck each other? And
Yeah.
they're like, what?
Yeah.
I remember being a kid and even still being like, yo, they should not have included this option in the game. This is unacceptable.
I'm not saying you need a like romance dialogue option. I'm saying like they don't develop any of the side characters much.
I don't know. I disagree. I think my favorite parts are with the side characters. I remember so much about Pan Am's story. I remember so much about Judy's story. I remember so much about what's his name, the cop with the big muscles who I was like.
I remember his story. I don't remember his name though.
My thing is, I'm not saying the missions themselves aren't memorable. I'm saying I wish there was more of it, right? Like,
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I agree. That's what I was kind of trying to get at, which was like, I wish they cut back on the A-V, it's me, Mr. Hands. Can you go to this specific location in Pacifica, kill someone or grab something and then leave? Oh, you did it. Good job. And I'm like, okay,
Well,
less
like,
of that.
another-
Can I get more quests with like fans,
Dude,
My homies.
Another
the avocado.
but like some of them I feel like had potential. Like the boxing side mission I felt like had potential, but they fucked it up royally with the boxing mechanics. It's really fucking shit.
Look, as someone who played through all of the Witcher games, which all had their boxing mechanics, I was the second
Those
they're like,
are
we put
fun,
boxing
though.
into the game, I was like, you're not tricking me with this.
Can I-
beat that shit, dude. I beat that shit on a character with like no physical stat. Like I had to spend like 20 minutes just dodging punches.
Oh my
There was
god.
one-
I mean, when you
Yeah.
have
I
no physical
immediately
stat,
gave
you
up on
gotta
that.
do that.
Yeah. No, I mean I did it. I was like, I need to be the boxing champ. Just because whenever I see a boxing mission in any game, I'm like, I need to fucking.
What is with your boxing obsession? Do you just have an innate desire to fucking stance up? Like,
No, I just love boxing. Like in like media, I don't know what to tell you. Like I love Ippo. I love I love boxing as a
We
whole.
Fit.
I think it's a cool. I think
Or
it's a
Wii
cool
Sports, sorry.
Like in like a fantasy, like in a fantastical setting. Regular boxing, okay, yeah, that's fun. But like, I like when shit gets all fucking hype. Like I like when Ippo is fucking throwing like a jet engine behind a fucking punch, bro. That shit's hype.
oh my
I love
god.
like when like play Yakuza and they're fucking squaring up and shit just starts going wild.
Yeah.
like,
Playing The
that's-
Witcher 3, and you're like, punch,
Yeah.
block.
Paunch move. Can I ask, going back to the whole like main story thing? So Johnny Silverhands, big Canal wholesome 100 man, is he like in the game for a decent amount, or does he
Yes.
just get his fucking
like-
cameo check?
He's
and then
legitimately the second protagonist
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That is okay. I wasn't sure if that was sort of like an advertising trick or if he was like.
No, it isn't like just a small marketing gimmick. He is basically like 90% of the narrative.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. I still need to pick it up at some point. I do want to try it for myself and see what it's like, and I finally got the rig for it, so I'd be interested to see how it runs. But
I mean, I just wish a lot of things were working better. I wish the cop AI was, existent.
What, you
I think
don't-
if I could do it again, I wouldn't
It-
pay
it
$60
meant nothing?
for it.
Yeah, for sure. That's my complaint. I would pay 30.
I would
for
pay
this
easily
game.
30.
Yeah, 30 seems like a good amount for this game in the current state it's in, but like 60 was too much.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll go on sale. Maybe they'll pick it up then. But I don't know.
I'd give it a year, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a CD Projekt Red game. It like The Witcher is on sale like every other week, so eventually
Yeah.
it'll fall into the same
Yeah.
thing where they're just like,
True.
oh, we're gonna try and squeeze every last sale we can
Yeah.
out of this.
So jumping rails a little bit here. I am curious, specifically with Jacob here. I saw you added an addendum to my bullet point of the fuck is an NFT.
Why would you go to that one?
Because I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it before
Want
it
to talk
stops.
about this?
Before it stops being a thing in a week, because it's gonna be exactly like fucking GME, and it's just gonna blow up for 1 week, and then people are gonna be like, "Hey, this is fucking
I'm
stupid."
gonna send some screenshots I sent to a friend into the Horsing Around chat
Okay.
for how angry I am.
Damn.
What even is this? I haven't even heard
So
of this before.
I'm gonna give the layman explanation that I heard from another podcast, and then I'm sure Jacob or Jack or somebody or the internet, which I'll probably Google it just to double check myself, will provide a better explanation. But layman's terms is basically people are selling artwork, and then along with the artwork you're getting
it's technically not just artwork.
Right, so you're getting, along with the artwork, you're getting a sort of like stamp of certification of, or like sort of like some kind of proof of purchase that is backed by.
It uses blockchain to give you a specific point in the blockchain where that thing is housed.
Yeah.
What?
So.
But it's not just it's not the thing. It's a link to the thing.
Yeah. So you're.
It's literally like framing a receipt for art.
It's not even that. Not even for art. It's framing a receipt, and you go, "What'd you get with that receipt?" And they're like, "I don't know. I just gave someone $1 million for the receipt."
Yeah. And so like it's just another thing that people want to use the blockchain for, basically, and it's just super.
I don't even understand what this is. So like.
Yeah,
Get
great.
it.
No one else does.
Okay. So you're buying a chunk of the blockchain.
Yes.
Yes.
And
And every.
and the
And that
blockchain
chunk
and
of the blockchain represents the art you bought. Also, I don't know. I've had talks with my friend, and I'm like, he isn't. I don't know where he is on this, but I'm like half convinced this is like an Ethereum like money laundering scheme at this point.
This has
Yeah.
to be.
Like you buy NFTs primarily with Ethereum, and look who's pumping up NFTs, people who own Ethereum, and so thereby Ethereum price go up, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, this is literally just like a scheme.
No, it is almost certainly somebody is just like, hey, wait a minute, this will be a great way to boost Ethereum's price. But to clarify,
it is snake
So,
oil salesmaning, but you're
It's-
not even selling
yeah.
them the snake oil anymore. That's
right?
what it is.
No, okay,
So what I'm seeing right now is basically it's like because
find that
real
article.
paintings are one of a kind.
yes,
Digital isn't. This is a way of owning a digital.
that is
That
the
argument,
idea.
But hey,
Except
did you
you're
know-
not.
all right, but that goes back to the
thing that you said
part of
in
the
the
article
chat.
that I
Yeah.
posted. To be clear, there is no visual difference between the original and a copied version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other thing, and
Yeah.
this leads into what you were saying about this being a fucking like scheme to just boost Ethereum value, is the fact that when you obtain this proof of ownership for this piece of art, you can then sell that proof of ownership to somebody else at the price that you got it at. And I think the idea is that if the price of Ethereum goes up, then you could get money out of it down the line by selling it. And I think another piece is that the artist, like it's sort of, from the Funhouse podcast I was listening to, they were having people talk about it, and they said that a portion of ownership is still tied to the original artist. So whenever somebody buys or sells or like trades the artwork itself, the original artist does get a cut of that payment. So it's also a way that the artists can get
The
funded.
artists can get a cut of the money. Okay.
But yeah, I think the biggest thing is that like this whole process of you have to mint. I think you have to mint the artwork, and then you have to verify the transaction, and then there's like the transaction itself. All of these processes are extremely like taxing mathematical computations that have to be executed on the blockchain for all of it to occur. And so what ends up happening is that the amount of energy that's expended to like verify a purchase of a piece of artwork through NFTs, I forget what the number was.
There's a website that does the calculations that will tell you, hey, guess how much power is used in order to do this.
Yeah.
I
think
friend linked it to me as well. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, I think there was one number that was like it was equivalent to an average European's household electronic power consumption for the like last 20 years in one transaction.
Cool.
For verifying a piece of art. So like the fucking O2 emissions, CO2 emissions is fucking abysmal.
So what I'm hearing is blockchain technology is a mistake.
Yes,
Yes.
that is.
Isn't the like estimated energy use for mining Bitcoin per year literally more than Argentina?
Probably. I wouldn't be
don't know, I believe
surprised.
it. Also that website that I was about to link got fucking shut down by a bunch of people who were like, you can't post this, you can't.
What the fuck?
It's
No.
hilarious.
Cowards.
It literally got shut down yesterday. The note is from the 12th of this month.
What's the website?
Jesus Christ.
God, it's so funny. I'm
What
also
does
trying
it
to find
say?
that PBS article because I think that PBS article no longer exists as well, which I can only assume is this
Dude.
is hilarious. They're literally throwing lawyers in order to be like, no, don't talk about our scam.
Stop it. Yeah, if you find those articles,
Speaking of scams, John McAfee indicted in the U.S. for doing exactly that.
oh yeah,
Promoting
John McAfee.
cryptocurrencies he was invested in.
Honestly, though, that does bring up like a crazy questions. Like, is blockchain's benefits worth the drawbacks that it has?
Not for
No.
buying heroin.
Well, but like I'm saying, like I remember seeing an article of like banks are considering using blockchain to verify like account purchases.
I mean, like, yeah, are there potential applications for blockchain that are innovative and useful and interesting?
Right, but I'm saying would those
Sure.
outweigh the energy consumption needed to?
I mean, part of the energy consumption problem is the fact that everybody is trying to do it to make $20.
Right.
Like I remember Nick, you used to run a fucking miner on your computer
I just ran it
when
I was out during classes and stuff. But yeah, it's the fact that you take the guys like me who are just doing it like on their personal computers while they're away, and then you multiply that by like tens of thousands of people who also just want to make a quick buck because it's literally just free money essentially.
Not even on the scale of like these people that have like.
Yeah, no, that's right.
GPUs
So you have the normal people like me, and then you have the people that are setting up fucking mining farms that are like tens of hundreds of thousands of GPUs just all wired together to extract as much Bitcoin as possible, and like then that's just a whole other thing that didn't exist before because nobody was like, yeah, we can make money out of this.
Dude,
but as soon as people were like, you can make money out of this.
I love that the GPU market like you know, like 6-7 years ago was like totally like, oh fuck, dude, we can't sell these things fast enough. We need to be somehow able to sell more of these fucking things. And now it's just like, sorry nerds, got no more of these bitches.
We literally do not have the production capacity.
Yeah.
And then NVIDIA comes out and is like, we know we don't have the production capacity, but what if we handicap the 3060s in order to...
Oh yeah, and also I think that got
more
broke.
Time making shitty GPU cards that can't be used.
Yeah.
What was the GPU that literally was the same as the better model, and you could maybe it was a CPU, but you could draw on it with a pencil to bridge the fucking connection.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about there.
So there's like a model that's like supposed to be shittier, but if you like just link up one connection, it's normal.
I'm trying to remember what it fucking was.
We're
talking like 20 years ago.
Okay. That's pretty advanced.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading up the articles that we linked here, which do a better explanation than what we're doing, obviously. And they're in the Horsin around chat. But
NFT's boring. It's just another whack rich person stunt.
Right.
Scam.
It's just that
this is what happens when you don't tax the rich. Is they?
Yeah.
I mean, like fine art is also one of those things.
And they literally throw it away.
Fine art is literally just.
It's also probably a money laundering scheme.
It absolutely is.
No,
it's how the rich protect their assets because instead of getting taxed on your actual dollars, you're like, I own this item. It's worth this much, but you can't tax art.
I understand, but at the very least, when you buy fine art, you have a physical thing.
Right.
Yeah, like, something you can hang, I guess.
This is literal. Like I have put my money into the bottom of my pool instead of the blaze.
Well, and on top of again, like even compounding on top of that, you get the artwork in a real world transaction, and you're also not spending like using an amount of energy comparable to a household's usage over the past like 20 or 30 years. Like
when you have a piece of art, even if no one likes that piece of art anymore, you still have the parchment it's on.
Right.
Like, the parchment still has some.
Somebody put some amount of work into it.
Yeah.
Like,
even if it was a fucking raccoon in a zoo.
Yeah. Even if it's the person who made that thing that's behind you, Jack.
Yeah.
It's exactly like Nick said.
I don't know what to
like,
tell you.
It's like you saying, man, man, that art looks cool. And you're like, oh, okay, you can have that for free. No, I think I will spend $2 million on it. And you're like, oh, okay. Oh, but I will also run a coal factory while we do this. Shake my hand now.
I'm going to take my air conditioner, plug it in, and put it in my backyard.
That's literally what's happening with these fucking mining farms. Oh my god. Yeah, it's fucking absurd. What is this? Dune it's fantastic month.
I have an important question. When are we getting now that the Xbox Experience owns Bethesda, when are we gonna get Skyrim on phones?
I mean it should be coming soon, right? I saw
we already got Skyrim on the fucking Amazon Echo, didn't we?
Yes.
They did that as a joke to make fun of how many releases that they fucking have for that. But I mean,
cool. We talk about NFTs. I can get rid of it from the list.
Thank God.
Right now.
Thank God.
I just wanted to touch on it because I knew it was not going to be a thing worth talking about in another week. So I just wanted to.
I don't think it was a thing worth talking about now.
I don't know, man.
I think I got a good opinion topic. All right.
Okay.
So, according to Darwinism, one of the top tier survival traits.
Yeah, I saw that topic, and I was not really sure what the fuck you were on about, but
Well,
I
I'm
guess we
saying,
can...
right.
Really
It's like-
smooth skin on the palm of your hand.
Well, you know,
say smooth skin.
Darwinism is just like, you know, according to like, you know, the traits that are best for your environment are what's
Yes.
going
I
to
don't like where this is
survive and
going.
reproduce. So I'm saying, you know, in quarantine where everyone's just stuck in a room all day, what are the top tier survival and mating qualities?
Mating qualities.
Oh yeah,
You know, it's top tier survival, literally going nowhere. Congratulations, I've won.
hell yeah.
How are you gonna reproduce if you're not going anywhere, Jacob?
Who gives a fuck?
The
Let
problem
us
is that
die.
this question is already flawed from the get-go because we're not in just a fucking fighting for survival environment. We have
Are
to,
you
like,
sure,
people
dude?
like us, we have to go to
Re-
work, which is something
Dude,
that
Republicans
Darwinism
make it
doesn't
sound
account
like
for.
We're fighting for our lives.
Like,
Against the liberals.
like, I was going to say, oh, you know what, being able to just, like, hibernate would be a great trait, but, you know, that's not, that breaks because people would still have to fucking go to work in this hellscape. So...
Not if everybody was hibernating.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You need everybody to do it, but that's not how Darwinism...
Nick,
that's not the
Nick,
question.
Hear me out here. What if we all hibernated for roughly half the day?
I mean, I'd already do that on the weekend, so I guess I'm on my way there.
If only there was some way to hibernate 8 hours for every 24 hours.
That's not
of
what
your
I
life.
mean, though. You know what I mean. That's not fucking hibernation. Fuck
Nick,
off.
you're literally talking to the guy who runs around and I'm like, dog, guys, we gotta stop. The way we do work is fucking terrible. We gotta stop doing this. Like, I know, dude.
Yeah, so I don't understand how to answer this question then, because
Yeah,
like I
no,
don't.
I just realized it's a pretty shitty question.
Oh, now you realize.
Yeah, I thought it would be much
Now
more
that
of an
I've been
interesting
shit on for
topic,
5
and then I'm
minutes
like,
straight.
No, I mean that's fine. Getting shit on is normal in this fucking environment. With friends like
I wouldn't
these-
expect anything
That's
less.
real Darwinism.
Yeah.
Now
Look,
we-
Hey, we got some minutes of content just from
Monkey
shitting on you
brain
about the
grows
topic, so it worked out.
But not too strong.
But did you
I'm
also put
expecting
in
more.
the what point does the human brain adapt to quarantine and becomes
Yes,
the
I
new
did do
normal?
that.
I mean, I feel like
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
yeah,
doesn't.
I don't know.
Oh, well, I mean, the only way it does is literal like you birth a child, and this is
Yeah.
the only environment they are capable of understanding.
Which is happening,
So is
right?
that
Because
some
like,
is that just some like
I guess that's
allegory of the
true.
cave shit?
What?
No.
Do you know?
What?
Well,
It-
no.
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
I'm saying,
I know what you're
in the
talking
sense, in the
about.
sense of like this is the only thing you know. That's why this is like.
Well,
Oh.
yeah, I mean, it's less of it's less of the allegory of the cave from Plato and more of just like basic nature nurture shit, where it's like there's a natural part of you that is like, I like sun because if I don't have sun, I lack vitamin and I feel no good. But of course, there's always a potential future where you Darwin your way through it, and you just go, all right, we've had enough generations, and now everyone is used to being inside all the time, and we've created vitamin C supplements, and we've slowly lowered our need for vitamin C. And then eventually,
isn't vitamin
they're
D the
fine
one
with
you get
it.
from the sun?
Shut up.
Vitamin C is the one they put in everything because it's
What do you call
tasteless.
vitamin?
Also that, but I was gonna let that one slide.
It was a lot more fun to say vitamin.
Vitamin
Got a
C
point.
is in
It's got me there.
everything.
Listen, all I'm
Um,
saying is don't let me write topics for the show. I'm very bad at
No,
creating
please keep.
topics.
Look, again, even bad topics is better than no topics. Okay, I need
if only
people
we had
other
some
than
topics.
me.
If only Jacob had definitely didn't suggest topics like 9 weeks ago at this point, and we never got.
All right, what topic from 9 weeks ago do you want to talk about? Which one
I
on
don't even
here?
want to talk about them.
Oh, okay. Then I guess we won't talk about them no more. It's a struggle because like if we get off on a tangent, I'm not gonna just stop the tangent because that's good. But then that just means we don't
I
get
know
to
what
some
goes
topics
into
sometimes.
hosting a podcast. God, this episode's fucking cursed. Can we just?
No, we're fine. I also forgot to fucking announce this episode. This has been a train wreck from start to finish. Somehow there's still
Thank
5
God.
people watching though, so thank you guys. I
mean,
guess you
I am
got the
one of them.
notifications
It's-
on.
I'm one of them.
It's
Is it-
us three and 2 others, I think.
Okay,
Hell
well
yeah.
to the 2 others, thank you. Appreciate
I
it.
think it's Tori and Beekman.
Hey,
Or
that is greater than 0 people that have just come on from either notifications or just knowing the show comes on at this
There
time.
we go. I contributed to the chat.
The Western
Thank
Front.
you.
So that is Beekman, I think.
That
No, that's
that
you,
is
Western
that is
Front?
indeed
That's
Beekman.
literally- Oh.
I don't know, man. There's I feel like I think, you know, obviously everybody's been handling quarantine differently. This isn't exactly the same as the question that's being asked here, but like I think for me personally, just being able to have this sort of like if Discord wasn't a thing for some reason, or if I was not privy to Discord and like my friend group didn't use it, I think I'd be having a much rougher time of it.
I think you'd be having COVID.
Maybe I would make worse decisions. Yeah, just
on a
to.
personal level, my social life hasn't been too impacted just because of Discord and stuff.
Mhm.
But my productivity is at probably the lowest it's ever been in my entire life. I cannot get myself to work. It is physically impossible. I am so ingrained in the idea that I only work if I'm in like work environment, like school, the library, you know, not my room, essentially.
Doing everything out of my bedroom is rough.
Yeah, I cannot. I really need a work area, and I don't have that. So every day I'm just like,
just get a home office.
Yeah, just get a new apartment.
I can't believe I didn't think about that one yet.
Just force. Look, I know what house you live in, Nando. Just force everybody out of the living room and just turn that into your office space.
You know, I don't even want to understand how much potential COVID is in that.
Yikes.
Oh man, yeah.
That's a big yikes from me.
That's why I spend as much time not there as possible.
Very reasonable.
I don't know. I think that's the thing. I think I'm the opposite. I think the one thing that I have, brain affected into myself is, hey, I always thought I would like working from home, and it turns out I do. And then I got to do it for a year. And now that the vaccine's out, my old plus 50-year-old bosses are like, man, can't wait to see everyone in the office once everyone's vaccinated. And I'm like, ugh, I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yo, wait. You want to... Nick, look at this.
Yeah, I know, man. Fucking Tori was asking me the other day to become a moderator so she could kick these bots. But
yo, click the link.
That was also.
I'm not going to click the link.
Click the link.
Where's the problem?
Wait, Nick, can I be a mod before Tori?
Yo, wait, can I be a mod before Tori?
No, I'm not. I don't even know what I'm gonna do for mod services, but no. Don't ask.
Come on, Nick.
Why can't your friends be mods? Damn.
Oh my god.
Just get auto mod and then say, look for this spam message. Get rid of it if it shows up.
No, but that's why they fucking see how they do like the spacing out on like the link title
they still
or whatever.
have a link.
Yeah, I know, but some of them have like those really weird characters, like the foreign characters that are like the English versions, but they're not the same Unicode character.
Just to make someone a moderator.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, or I could just do it myself. I literally just banned them.
Make it me.
Alright, for you, Jack, yes. Forget these other two punks.
Haha, suckers.
Anyways, yeah, it's been
Never coming on again.
we've been locked down for over a year now, and I think
Tori,
it's safe to say
I'm just saying, I think Murky's picking favorites.
350 days.
that we're pretty fucking sick of it.
We've had. It's been over a year. Actually, has it been over a year?
It has not been over a year.
We just talked.
Well,
it's about a year, isn't it?
From home,
The first stay-at-home order in the United States was issued March 19th.
Well, I'm not talking about stay-at-home order. I'm talking about my situation, which I think will be a year starting next week or like the 22nd, so 2 weeks from now.
And I believe.
I don't know.
I mean, RIT just extended its spring break, right? That was like the first indication, and then I think after that is when the stay-at-homes got like really enforced.
Yep.
But yeah, I just remember coming off of spring break. We got the email while we were up in Canada, and then we were all just sitting at dinner. I was just like, oh, okay, this is interesting. An extra week.
12 hours from being stuck on another continent.
Oh yeah, you had a real rough time of it.
I was in Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, you were in Europe. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, Tori,
Not.
Steve, and Jeff. Who was it?
Tori, me, Nick, Will, and Steve.
Okay. Yeah. So and you guys literally just barely made it through customs and shit. Got on the plane.
Yeah, I think the airport closed at like Sunday at midnight, and our flight was Sunday at.
Nice.
Fucking A.
Cool.
Yeah, and then everything like that was it's again like I guess the adjustment sort of has been gradual, but I do remember it being like not like apocalypse movie level, but like seeing how empty the roads were when like driving around to like I don't like you couldn't even drive around to do anything because like literally everything was closed down at that point, and then gradually some people were like, well, we need to open back up, and then then there's all that whole debacle.
A lot of things from lockdown. The only thing is being able to go places. If I could go places, but also there's no one there, perfect. We've improved society.
I don't have a water bottle on me, Tori. I can't hydrate.
Sip,
sorry.
Nick.
I don't have a water bottle on me. I'll hydrate when we're playing Pokemon. I'm sorry. It's in the It's in the dishwasher right now. Tori, stop! Now I need to get a fucking thing of water. God damn it.
Nick's gone. Chaos Podcast.
Chaos Podcast.
All right, Kink tournament right now.
What?
No, we have to save the Kink tournament. No. All
right, so let's talk about our complaints of Nick as a host.
We can't do that.
Nick?
I'm laying down the law, dude.
Nick can sometimes not tell me Nick sometimes tells me my topic is bad, and that hurts my feelings.
Sometimes your topic is bad.
Dude.
Damn.
That reminds me, at what point does the human brain adapt to quarantine? Gone?
Yeah, thank God.
Goodbye.
Please.
Quarantine is 1 year old now. We also got rid of.
Yeah. Skyrim microphone phones.
Stop suggesting, just delete.
Baby's got his bottle. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. There's aspects of quarantine I like. I like not interacting with people.
Yeah, there's aspects I like, but I really do need that ability to be productive.
Just I don't know. I like I understand. People have different types of productivity, and I know that with my coworkers because a lot of my coworkers have the same thing where they're like, "Man, I like separating home and office," and I don't know. I'm just the opposite. I'm just like.
Yeah, I mean, I respect. I think it's. I think people should have the choice. For sure.
Yeah, and I think I think quarantine might open that door for a lot of companies where it wasn't a thing before, where people will be like, "Well, we have been able to work from home for over a year now, so I'd like to keep doing that."
Specifically, is definitely going to shift in that way, especially because you can save a lot of office space.
Yeah,
that's what makes me kind of upset. I'm less upset now, but especially at the start of this, where my company just started renting a new office building, and of course, that's unlucky. But also, I know how much that office building costs, and working from home, I'm like, oh yeah, there is almost no reason for us to spend that much money on office.
Yeah.
If we had a smaller building where people could come in occasionally, that would actually serve us better rather than forcing people to come into the office every day. Because our firm there is no reason for people to come into an office.
And this might be wishful thinking on my part, because probably it'll never happen. But the money you save on office space and all these other things that you can cut money back on, could be put into either better talent or better workplace resources. Yes. Yeah.
You go to the
very good one.
What?
I said you bringing that one down to the Laugh Factory.
And that's what I said. I prefaced it by being this may be wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Profit margin go up, employee salary go down.
Yeah.
Hooey. Here's the reality. Here's the reality. We could save on office space. We could save on office space, and hey, wait a minute. We're not even you don't even need to show up in the office. So why are we paying you so much? You literally could just work from in your pajamas. That shouldn't cost nearly as much. You're just Come
you
on.
make that joke, but that is literally
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
that is, yeah.
That's
It
what's
makes me
going to happen.
beyond livid, where they're like, we'll just pay scale based off of where they live, and I'm
I
like,
hate that so
I'm
much.
gonna go crazy.
So many companies are
I'm
doing
gonna
that, and it's so
scream.
shitty.
Mhm.
It's literally like, oh, we have the money to pay you that salary if you had worked here, but we're intentionally giving you less money because you work in a different place. And I'm like, that's shitty.
Yeah.
That's actual
It's fucked
scumfuckery.
up.
You're literally paying
Yeah.
someone less for the same amount of work.
It's like a pretty significant difference in a lot of places too.
Well, yeah, because like
as
think
someone
about,
who does
think about,
who does a project called the cost living index, I 100% we have the data to actually screw people over,
okay, wait,
and it makes me
can
upset.
I ask you, because you might actually know this, like what is like the
Yes.
lowest cost of living? Like where is a place with like the lowest cost of living?
I mean, I could look it up right now, but
Camden,
it's gonna be some
New Jersey.
rural
Yeah.
city in the middle.
Definitely
of the
not New
country.
Jersey.
It's.
But
I
yeah,
think
like I can imagine like fucking Kentucky, like you get paid probably like in Kentucky you probably get paid half the salary of someone living in like
I can't believe I'm
Jersey.
actually going to my company's
Mhm.
website just to relook up the media release for this latest quarter.
I mean,
Harlingen, Texas currently has the lowest cost living index. Followed by Kalamazoo, Michigan, another McAllen, Texas, Pittsburgh, Kansas, Amarillo, Texas,
well, you were great with
Muskegon,
Kansas,
Oklahoma, Richmond, Indiana, Tupelo, Mississippi, Joplin, Missouri, and Conway, Arkansas.
All right, so
congratulations. You can live in all those places, and it won't cost that much, but it means you have to live there.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But I'm
You
saying-
get the double
but I'm
whammy
saying, like,
hit if you were to work remote in one of those places. You get the double whammy of getting pay scaled to that area's cost of living,
Yeah.
and also you have to live there.
To
That's
me,
pretty
it is,
shit.
as an economist, it actually makes me upset because it's literally denying people a high-paying job in a low
Mhm.
wage area, typically, and that thereby hurts the economic growth of that space and their
Yeah.
ability to collect tax from you and use that tax in order to improve the city and thereby incentivize more people to move there and or improve the lives of the low-wage workers living there. And it fucking makes me so
But of
upset.
course, the way
economists mad.
Dude, but on the flip side though, then just like fucking move to the most expensive place you can find.
Yeah, but then you have to live there.
that's-
Then you have to live in
makes me
San
upset.
Francisco.
That's the problem we already had. Like
Yeah.
the pay scale thing inverts the bonuses of
Yeah.
working away from a place. Like the incentive of work from home, especially on an economic development front, is that you have high skilled, high wage workers moving to low skilled, low wage areas, thereby infusing new money into the area. But the problem is, if you pay scale, then it incentivizes people to not go to low development areas
Yeah.
and stay in the cities, which is like, but that negates the point of work from work from anywhere.
But I
because
could already.
one of the bonuses of work from anywhere is stopping having to live in an incredibly expensive city.
Yeah, I could
It's
already
actually
see
aggravating. It
why.
actually makes me upset.
Yeah.
Like,
the of course the people at headquarters who are deciding to make pay scale a thing are like, I want my area to be nice, so I'm going to enforce this pay scale thing, which will incentivize people to work on site and bring their money and their talent.
Nick,
I will
it's
say-
hilarious. You're thinking so far ahead of any suit
Yeah.
at that point. All the suits have finance degrees, and they look at the Excel document and they say, here is cost, here is profit, here is revenue.
Mhm.
How do I make revenue go up and costs go down? Fuck anything like any consequences.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I will say I benefited off this pay scale thing because when I took a co-op last summer
Mhm.
with Cisco, they pay scaled me to Jersey's pay scale, which is higher than North Carolina. So I got a raise,
There you go.
and I didn't have to pay shit because I was living at my parents' house, so I didn't have to pay rent. So I just was like, big money.
Nando's playing the game out here.
But that's the other thing. It's like this should not be like a condemnation entirely of pay scales, because there can be arguments for pay scaling, especially if you're like, I'm going to pay scale you up from a low income area
Yeah.
to a higher income area, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, that can actually work.
But then revenue go down.
But then
Yeah,
revenue go down.
go down.
Exactly. Well, revenue not go down. Revenue stay the same. Profit go down.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Sorry. Yeah, it's fucked. Fucked
Yeah,
up.
that's why I said it was wishful thinking for me to be like, hey, now that they're saving these office costs, maybe they can like,
The real answer is just do what I do and just go back to school and never get a real job. Woo!
How do you pay for that, sir?
Keep deferring those student
Well,
loans.
you see,
I
he
go,
keeps getting
sorry,
more
I'm a
loans.
student again. I can't pay these. Like,
Call me back in 10 years, all right?
He played the student card.
I've also already paid off a decent chunk of my student loans from undergrad. So
You're taking,
this
you're
is what
rolling
you
the
do with
dice
money
on.
you save when you live with your parents for a year. You don't spend any money on rent, and you just go get that number down, baby.
Yeah.
No more student debt, baby.
That is pretty good.
Joe Biden, please pay off the last 10.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You're also trying to roll the dice on hoping that the Democratic House and Senate could be enough to.
It's not gonna happen.
It's
dude.
not. It's
like,
at least
they've
for
already-
not
they've already-
not
they've
until
already-
like 20+ years at least.
No, like they've already shown that like so far in this like thing that they're very flip floppy on the shit they promise. Like, we're gonna give everyone $2,000. Actually, we already give 600. 14 was probably good enough.
Look, I'm gonna give the same response that I gave to Jimmy, which is like, yeah. Did we all go into this election and forget that Joe Manchin is now the deciding vote in the Senate? Like I'm sorry. Like, I hate to be that guy, which is like the main thing is like, you can still point that out and also say, hey, this is a lot better than it was before. Because guess what? States and towns and cities aren't going to go bankrupt anymore. Which, as someone who cares a lot about local government issues,
Like,
I pray to God.
I'm still glad we're gutting the 1,400, but I'm saying like I think the fact that they're not going to go full send on everything they wanted is going to be like.
But you have to. But that's what I'm saying is you have to remember there's a difference between even Joe Biden, one of the more moderate candidates in. And the most moderate major candidate in the Democratic primary.
Yeah.
He is further to the left than Joe Manchin.
Who is Joe Manchin? Who is this guy you're talking about?
That is what we forget. Like, I will agree. I will complain about the Democratic Party until the cows come out. But it does make me a little bit miffed when people are like, all of the Democrats have failed us. I'm like, no, dude. Like, actually, like. Pay attention to like the goings on. Like, yes, we can say we didn't fight hard enough. But when Joe Manchin, a literal guy from West Virginia who will undercut a Democratic bill for the sole purpose of being able to go back to his state and say he undercut a Democratic bill, like, that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I pray to God that like the last 4 years, more than anything else, taught people to stay mad and stay active. Because
I don't think they did.
But I feel like I'm at least hearing more people giving fucking Joe and the Democratic Party shit even after the election.
Even say that. I would say at the very least, more people are in tune with the political goings on.
Yeah.
I mean, look. This might be my DC bias, but it is sometimes nice hearing that, things that only I would hear about in DC are actually perpetuating outside. Whereas, I don't know, I get so upset when people are like, no one cares about inside the Beltway talk. And I'm like, inside the Beltway talk literally just means literally all the federal buildings. Like, the reason they're talking about it is because it's a federal matter. Like, that's why they're talking. Shut the fuck up. What do you mean inside the Beltway? And people just use that as an excuse to not pay attention. They're like, that's like inside the Beltway talk. I'm like, yeah, dude, the Capitol is inside the
White House, the Capitol,
yeah,
it's all inside the Beltway.
The seat of federal government in this country.
Just inside a little Beltway. Who'd have thought? It's kind of crazy.
I understand that I'm like a weird policy wonk guy, but it does make me genuinely upset when people are like. People just say shit and like don't give a fuck about, like, they're just like mad, and I'm like, yeah, but like the workings of the government, and I'm like, they're like but I don't know,
government
like,
bad.
I don't know, I do get, maybe it's, I'm also biased because my eventual goal is to do either academia related to the government, or like even in academia try and assist the government in any way possible. And I do get mad when people are like, why won't it change? And I'm like, because
You
why
must
don't you
participate
understand
in
about
the system for the
systematic
system to
problems?
change.
The system is broken. Like you have to. I don't know. I get mad when people are like, why hasn't it changed? And I'm like, because, dude, we've been fighting for the change since like before the Constitution, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Revolutionary War
did you not pay
2.
attention in U.S. history class? Like, yeah, we've been literally inching our way. And yes, you should stay mad that we've only been inching our way. But also, like, don't just like talk to me about the problem. Like, actually, like,
Do something.
do something. Like
Right.
it's fine to be mad about something, but like fucking vote in every local election and fucking
Get
go find
educated so that you
candidates
can
get
vote
educated.
smart. Like,
Yep.
Like
if nothing else. That
also,
is...
also maybe I don't like it when people complain about policy problems and then don't state any policy alternatives where they're like,
Yeah.
the reason I am upset with this policy is because I believe this policy is better. And I'm like, okay, at least that's something I can work with. Instead of like, bill bad. And I'm like, please elaborate so that I have something to work off of.
Yeah.
As someone who actually likes reading like government policy, please give me like more detail on your reasoning so that we can have like an actual discussion.
And there's like the fact that fucking what, 50, I feel like if it's not 50% of the country doesn't vote, it's at least 50% or more of the country either doesn't vote or votes without, like, just votes on party lines without doing any research into anything. And it's just like, man.
I mean, look, we're starting to get into the socioeconomic consequences of capitalism. Workers are tired at the end of the day and they don't want to spend their time.
Yeah, no,
like me,
because of my conversations with you, Jacob. Like this was in the back of my mind as I was saying this. It was just like,
people,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy though that like in terms of like worker productivity to worker time on job, it's like productivity's gone like exponentially up, and worker time on job has also gone up. Like, I'm pretty sure many years ago people didn't work as like often as we do now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a famous economist named John Maynard Keynes who literally in like a memo in one of his theories was like, hey, as technology advances, that means we'll become more productive in the future, which we have, and we'll use that increased productivity to give ourselves more time off and freedom to do things. And it turns out capitalism, that's not how it works, baby. Yeah. They go, oh, you can do more stuff. Perfect. Do more stuff in less time so I can pay you less.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a doozy, but
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully the bill comes through and that 1400 is able to do.
The bill already passed.
Did it pass through the House finally?
Fine. The $1,400 are on their way.
Okay.
Yeah, they're on their way.
So yeah, hopefully that's able to help people out, and then hopefully people are able to.
That's the other nice thing about this bill is that even dependents will get this money.
Mm-hmm.
If you're, this is kind of, there was someone we were playing like Project Winter with, and she was talking about how her parents put her as a dependent without letting her know, and she was like, shit, I'm gonna miss out on the money, which she would have in the previous bills, but this new bill apparently gives money to even dependents.
Okay.
Which is cool. Also, the child tax credit passed, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What is that?
You get a certain amount of money. I think it's up to $300 per child. And that's it. Like the government gives you money for having kids.
Is that part of like this, like the stimulus?
Just in general?
Okay.
That's part of this bill.
Okay.
So but it is.
So if you have a dependent, you get the dependent gets $1,400, and you get $300 on top of that.
For every child.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I'm saying a child is also a dependent.
Yes, but it goes beyond this one time thing. Like this.
Oh, it's just going to be every year.
So every year you always get $300 back in tax. $300 back in tax.
Yes, I'm trying to remember if it is more often than that, but at the very least, it's at least $300 per child per year. And the idea is like this helps combat child poverty. Because now
it's 3,000, not 300.
3,000? Shit, I was missing the zero. Yeah, so
it's just a temporary expansion.
Yes, it's a temporary expansion because they did it through budget reconciliation.
Yeah.
So they did not pass it through law. So therefore, it needs to be re-upped every time the budget comes
up.
But that is a very good tool, for people in COVID times who had to at times quit their job because they had kids, and someone has to take care of children.
What?
They're home
What
alone. all
is
They
day.
don't come out of the
Childcare.
womb just ready to be
and-
like
Ready to sit in front of the
autonomous?
TV all day.
Yeah.
But the other main aspect of this, beyond the COVID thing, is just in general is it's a tool to fight child poverty.
Yeah.
Because hey, if you're a very poor person who had a child either intentionally or by accident or through some horrific action, the government is now giving you, but technically like giving that child $3,000 per year, saying you are a
Wait,
child.
3,000 or 300? You said 300.
3,000.
3,000.
Okay. See, yeah, I heard 300 at first. It's like that's not that's not gonna help anything.
You would think $300 doesn't
helps.
make a difference.
I mean,
Especially-
like specifically if it's like an infant, like fucking cost of diapers alone would probably eat up
Nick, I understand that.
There's also diaper programs that are separate from
Okay.
that. Like $300 can buy you like
Additionally,
food.
that's the other thing is like typically let's say a more conservative person would try to pass this. This would be a much more tied to, are you working, or these other restrictions to it. But it does not have that.
Yeah.
And that's the main point. Also, look, Jacob's gonna get on a soapbox. Work requirements for welfare is fucking stupid. Like that's the reason they're on welfare, is because they couldn't get a job due to external factors like.
But welfare
Free.
queens, they're not looking for a job, Jacob. Wah.
My handouts.
My handouts. Anyways, all right. I think we are at over an hour
literally
at this
stimulates
point.
the economy no matter what.
It's almost like giving people who use the money to buy things stimulates
No,
economy.
trickle down only.
Trickle down
Literally
only.
Literally, the first thing I learned in college level economics was there's a specific thing in economics called the marginal propensity to spend, which is if I gave you $100, how much of that $100 would you spend? And did you know if you're poor, you're typically going to spend all of that $100?
Yeah.
And if you're rich, that's typically $100 doesn't matter that much, and you're probably going to spend very little of that $100.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah. Whoa. Who knew? And so like that's one of the main arguments about how like literally giving poor people money actually is one of the best ways to stimulate the economy, because they're almost for sure going to spend 100% of that back into the economy.
Yeah. But Jacob, money doesn't solve all our problems. You can't just throw money at
I'm
the
sorry.
problem.
Let me pull on my bootstraps real quick.
All right, we're gonna cut it there.
I'm just
hopefully,
saying, yang gang.
Yang gang. Yeah, I was on that Yang gang train. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe out there. Hopefully, everybody will be able to get vaccinated in the near future, and this horrible fucking
Yo, I'm
quarantine
halfway
will
there.
come to an
Yeah,
end.
same.
But until then, stay safe and peace out.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.